Memorial Day brought home to me in a way is the incompleteness of Thanksgiving and July 4th as the two holidays. Because, Memorial Day really brings home the fact that you need to defend your freedom and you need to act so as to be able to give thanks, and that key in those defenses and actions is the greatest test, though not the only one, obviously, of both the ability to defend your freedoms and to act in a way that allows your children to also thank God for what He's bestowed upon us, is the willingness to fight and die for one's country. So there's a way in which you could argue, I think, that Thanksgiving, Independence Day, and Memorial Day, or perhaps Memorial and Veterans Day, are kind of could be three pillars or poles, I guess, around which one could construct a pretty interesting, I think, account of America and of the American way of life. I guess I had previously not really focused on Memorial Day as being quite as important as I now think it would be if you really thought about discussing America and discussing sort of free societies and free government in general. So I'm grateful that we had this panel, because it made me think a little bit more about Memorial Day, and I'm uncertain about. I think it would be worth thinking about veterans. I mean, there's the history of Decoration Day becoming Memorial Day, the Memorial Day becoming generally for all who have fought and died for the country, not just for the Civil War generation, is an interesting one. The history of Veterans Day, which was originally Armistice Day, is also pretty interesting. But one last point about the holidays, what strikes me about what's distinctive about Memorial and Veterans Day, unlike all the others, with the exception of sort of a Labor Day, but I'm just going to put that aside, sort of a defensive thing against May Day, against socialism, and that's probably unnecessary anymore, one would hope. What's interesting about Memorial Day and Veterans Day, I guess, how should I put it? It's the only holiday that continues to honor people and deeds that are happening today. All the others are about remembering particular individuals who are no longer alive, or particular events that happened at a particular time in history, July 4th, 1776, or Thanksgiving, the Puritans, or whatever, Columbus's discovery of America. These are sort of living holidays honoring soldiers who've simply, fought and died last week or last year as equally, really, as those who fought and died in the 20th century or the 19th century or 18th century. So I think that's an important aspect of those holidays, and also brings home the importance, I think, of that they're living holidays in a certain way more than any of the other holidays.